My name is Sarah Martin. I'm a physician assistant I work in upper extremity orthopedics here at TRIA, and I'm also a yoga therapist, and I'm seeing clients here in the PT space and then doing small group classes. And the biggest thing to know about stress is that it is a normal adaptive response that our body has, and usually it happens in a more short-term setting. And a lot of times in our world, especially in America, we can get into a more chronic state of stress. And then this starts to cause problems with our health, just in general with how we're feeling, and that term burnt out, that'll be used a lot. And essentially it's our body that is just kicking out all of these stress hormones. And so especially during the holidays, this can be a great time to work on reducing stress and also coping mechanisms for stress too. So a few things that are good to do is working to kick in more what's called a relaxation response. And there's many ways to do this. One of them is cultivating awareness, so being very mindful of your body and how your body is responding when you're in a stressful situation, a lot of contraction or tension. And so the more that you can be present and mindful to that, then you can start to shift the things that you're doing, remove yourself from situations that might be stressful, whether it's a confrontation at work or with your family, surrounding yourself by uplifting people, finding a support system. So that's always good around this time of year too. It can be a very joyous time, but also a very sad and lonely time. And so just having people that you can talk with, express emotion, that can be a really positive effect on your stress levels. With workplace, really doing things for yourself to put yourself in the best situation that you're working with people that are positive and that support you, and that you're able to do things that you're passionate about and that you really like to do. And along with that comes in just finding a balance between work, family, friends, and making sure that you're taking time for yourself. And so a few different things that can be very good just even for your body in terms of coping, movement just in general. So along with that is exercise, but just even cleaning, moving around your house, parking farther away. All of those sorts of things are just going to get everything moving in your body and help you just to feel better, especially with releasing endorphins, which are mood lifting and help us cope with our stress. Yoga is a great method for stress reduction, and there's many different types of yoga out there, so it can be more of a movement or an exercise for you. But also, one of the most therapeutic modes of stress relief with yoga is even a restorative practice, which is more of just getting yourself very comfortable, and you'll be on bolsters or pillows and using blankets. And what that does, it just lets you be. So you're not doing anything, and it gives your body that time just to rest and restore. And that can be a very healing and therapeutic modality. Other things with yoga are meditation, which is a portion of that. So mindfulness-based stress reduction is a very popular one that we hear about now, and really that is just utilizing meditation, and you can do many different forms of it. So just taking 5 minutes out of your day, and by doing that, either at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, where you just can sit in silence and breathe, really just focus on your breath, to take really deep breaths, abdominal breathing. And that stimulates the relaxation response, which slows all of that stress response down. So the sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight. And so by just doing a short meditation practice daily, you can see significant changes. And that also cultivates that mindfulness, which then you're able to, throughout your day, be more aware of when that stress is rising and when you're having that type of reaction in your body. A nice meditation, especially this time of year, that I like to do is just coming up with a mantra, which is just a word or a phrase. It's positive. And essentially, you can use that during your meditation and just repeat it. So an example would be peace, I am calm, I am patient. This too shall pass is another good one, especially you could use in a workplace situation, or when you're driving and when the roads are bad, and with family. So when you're meditating, you can just repeat that with your breath, but then use it during your day as well when you feel a situation coming on that's stressful. And so a good yoga pose that you could even just utilize during your day in the morning, even at work if you can find some spaces that's very therapeutic, is coming into child's pose, which is where you have your knees nice and wide and your toes come to touch, and then you just essentially bend forward at your hips and stretch your arms out long. And just staying there and breathing, that's very relaxing for your shoulders where we hold a lot of tension, so that can be a good one to open up through your shoulders. But then it's just very calming, especially with your forehead up against the floor. And then another really good one is lying on your back and having your soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. So kind of like in a butterfly position, but then laying back and having your shoulders come either down onto a pillow or just onto the ground. And so that can be a very restorative posture as well. Any type of forward fold is very calming and can help slow you down and draw your awareness more inward. A great thing to do to help with the relaxation pose is just abdominal breath, where you're lying on your back, your knees are bent and your feet are on the floor. And just breathing, you can even have your hand over your belly, but breathing as deep as you can into your belly. And so feeling the rise of your hand, and then the belly comes up, then the rib cage goes out, and then the chest rises up. And so just nice and slow, trying to make that as deep and long as possible. And then try to keep an equal inhale and an equal exhale. Just really focusing on that type of a breath can slow everything down inside your body.